Seasons change and people shifted. Dreams evolved and plans grew old. But when everything around me moved, you remained exactly what you were. I watched the years test what I knew. I felt the weight of unanswered prayers. Yet not one moment did you flinch or step away from who you are. Before the rise, before the fall, before I knew the cost of trust, you stood complete, unchanged, secure, still God, still judge. I've seen my strength come and go, my confidence rise and fade, but faithfulness is not a mood, and you are not persuaded. You were God before I prayed, God when silence filled the air, God when answers took their time, God when life felt unfair. What you are does not depend on how my story plays. You are faithful by your nature, not by the outcome of my days. When mercy was my only hope and grace the only ground I knew, you didn't grow weary of being good. You stayed patient, firm and true. I failed you more than once, oh Lord. Yeah, you never failed to stay. My unfaithfulness did not rewrite the faithfulness you display. Because you don't respond like men or love in measured parts, you remain who you have always been, steady in your heart. You were faithful in the wilderness when manna fell with every dawn, faithful in the waiting year before the crown was won, faithful to the prophet's cry, faithful through the silent years, faithful when the word took flesh and walked among our feet. History keeps repeating this one truth that never bends. Through every age and every test, you're faithful to the end. Still faithful, still God, still reigning, still sure. Time may change, but you do not. Still faithful, still God. I've tried to measure faithfulness by how fast answers came, but you were faithful in the delay, not just when things change. You were faithful in the shaping, faithful in the unseen work, faithful when I didn't know if the promise still would work. Now I see what trust required was not results but a rest, believing you are still the same, even in the test. Jesus bore the weight of time and proved your nature once for all, faithful to the cross, the grave, faithful to the call. You didn't stop at suffering or turn away from pain. You finished what you started and rose in power again. or silence what you said, then nothing standing in my way is strong enough instead. So when tomorrow feels unsure and answers feel delayed, I will not question who you are by seasons that I face. My confidence is anchored deep beyond the rise and fall. You were faithful at the start, and you'll be faithful at the end of all. What you have been, you still remain. No weaker, no less true. Still faithful, still God, and I still trust you. When my story reaches silence and faith becomes my sight, I'll see you were unchanged through it all. Every valley, every height, every prayer you answer slow, every door you didn't move will testify you were still God, still faithful, still true. Until that day I stand in awe of what will never fade. Still faithful, still God, from age to age. Still faithful through the years. Still God through the fire. What you were, you still are. You have not changed. I rest in who